Let's kick it off with some real shit, man. I was never a huge Cody Rhodes fan. I didn't dislike Cody, but the way that he was positioned in WWE programming never truly made me care that he was actually on my TV screen. But fuck it, I didn't give a fuck about whatever that was on my TV screen from WWE, so that's not saying much anyway. I always thought that Cody was someone who was talented, but for the most part, got opportunities that other equally talented motherfuckers didn't get because of who his dad and brother were. But even with that being stated, I still saw someone that, if given the opportunity, could be a big deal if he showed his best side and if the light caught him in just the right motherfucking angle. So with that said, let's take this shit back to the spring of 2016. It was at this time when Cody Rhodes, after asking for his release for a nice little minute, was finally granted that shit from the WWE. I was barely paying attention to anything wrestling related during that time, as I was in the middle of attempting to leave a former employer myself, where I had spent the majority of my professional career. So although I wasn't on all the wrestling shits and all that whatever, I felt as a grown-ass fucking man what Cody was trying to do. You see, I worked for someone for 10 years, performing at a very high level, was being paid pretty motherfucking well, but still, I was being regulated because it wasn't in the best interest of the company to officially redesignate me as my true position, which would allow me to make the money that I actually deserve to fucking make. After I saw what they were unwilling to do, I went out, I started working for myself, and I was able to parlay that into leverage that I used to work for someone else, making nearly double what the fuck I was making at my previous employer, while still retaining the ability to work for myself whenever it was applicable for me to do so. You see, whether or not you love or hate Cody Rhodes, you have to give this motherfucker credit, yo. Just because an entity has an assist in the development of you within your profession doesn't mean that you, in turn, are required to pay them back in the form of agreeing to put a cap on your own fucking potential in your career. You see, since AEW exists, it's now popular for talent to ask for their release with the hopes of being picked up by Tony Khan and company, but the only reason that shit like that exists in the first place is because of motherfuckers like Cody Rhodes. You see, he took advantage of the changing landscape in the independent scene. He wasn't happy just collecting a motherfucking paycheck, yo. Hell, he saw an opportunity to hit the scene and make more bank for himself and his family while creating opportunities for others along the way. In 2016, Cody leaves the WWE, the biggest entity in the industry, and within 3 years, he's an EVP of a company positioned to be the biggest competition to the WWE in the last 2 fucking decades. So, say what you want to say about Cody Rhodes, yo, but there's a lot of you motherfuckers out there who wouldn't and currently don't have the nuts to do what Cody did. It takes a special type of cat to bet on themselves, man. It takes a certain type of motherfucker to not be fooled by the illusion of comfort, and that shit goes for all facets of your life. Shit, Cody is probably thinking of ways right now to leverage everything that he's been building and fucking amassing to create an exit strategy, just in the off chance that he fucking has to. It's what survivors do. And that's in contrast to the whole cake-ass people who complain about their circumstances 24/7 to anyone who will listen, taking up other people's valuable time for them to run right back into the same bullshit-ass situation that they're already in right now because they're too afraid to leave their illusion of comfort. It took me less than a year to change my circumstances, and in less than 3 years, Cody went from being a worker to being a boss who was routinely in the most watchable segments on AEW Dynamite. So to close this shit out, you don't have to be a little bitch. You don't have to fool yourself into believing in the fallacy of corporate loyalty, because none of that shit actually exists. And when you move accordingly in that truth, dope ass shit always happens, yo. Holla at it.